I'm a strong believer that the most important relationship we have in life is the one we have with ourselves. So it really puzzles me that so many people are really uncomfortable with the idea of doing things alone. When I tell my friends or people around me that I'm planning a solo trip, a solo day out, an activity by myself, I always get like a strange look or some sort of comment from people saying that they couldn't do that by themselves, or that I'm really brave for doing things by myself. And I don't think it should be that way. I think quite often people have this limiting belief that they can't do stuff alone, but in reality you can. Like, it's just a muscle you need to train. Yes, it can be daunting, yes, it can be scary, but you get used to it. I am taking the day off work. I have made my way to a very beautiful place, not that far from where I live. It was surprisingly easy to get here, and it's such a magical place. Like, I feel like fairies are gonna start coming out, and yeah, it feels like a place out of a fairy tale. I think if you want to start enjoying your own company, and if you want to start doing things alone but not feeling lonely, you should start small. Challenge yourself to do something small, like go and get a coffee. You don't have to even sit in the coffee shop, you can get it to go and go for a walk. Or even start doing activities in your home by yourself, like start new hobbies, interests, stuff like that, and slowly start doing things outside as well. Go for a walk by yourself. I feel like that one is quite nice because you have a lot of control over what you're doing and how big you want to go. I'm standing in front of a 1,000-year-old oak tree. What? Man, nature's insane. How cool is that, guys? And I wouldn't have been doing this if I wasn't comfortable with taking myself out for the day. See the things you get to experience. A big tip for this is realizing that people don't care. Even if we're not actively thinking about what other people think, we subconsciously think about how we appear and how we are perceived. And honestly, people don't care. Like, if someone just walked past me just now by themselves, I wouldn't care. They're by themselves, I wouldn't think anything about it. And so why would they think anything about me? I'm currently standing in a 1,000-year-old oak tree, and I've never felt so peaceful. I can hear the water from the lake sort of crashing. I can hear the birds and all the buzzing of like cars and humans. It sort of disappeared as soon as I walked into this tree. Like, if I come out, it sounds so much noisier. Being inside here feels so safe. Even subconsciously, if we're thinking about how we are perceived, it can really get in the way of actually enjoying ourselves, because if you're just worrying about how other people perceive you, you're sort of like seeing yourself in third person. If someone passes by me, I don't care what they're doing. I don't care if they're by themselves, with their family, with a loved one, or with their worst enemy. I don't think it really matters, and I don't think that they would also care that I'm here by myself, and if they do care, they're gonna forget anyway. Oh, this is so peaceful, so beautiful. I'm in my element. I almost don't feel like I'm in Sweden as well. It's such a lovely day. It's 14 degrees. I think it's the first time it's been this warm this year so far. I could be wrong, and it really starts to feel like spring is on its way. But anyway, moving on to the next tip I have for you is to bring something along with you to do. I think if you're doing a long day out, or if you're doing something smaller as well, if you're in a coffee shop, it can feel a bit awkward not knowing what to do. You know, if you were there with someone else, you'd probably be having conversation or whatever. So I always like to bring my journal, well, not always, but today I've brought my journal with me. And something else that I really like to do is, of course, vlogging, and that definitely makes it feel less lonely. I think journaling is a really healthy habit to have. It's a really good practice, and I'm feeling super grateful right now for where I am, for being able to come here. I'm thankful to myself for deciding to come here and for planning this, and I just want to write that down, you know, and then I will get into other things as well, most likely. Once there's a few words on the page, then, you know, it's a waterfall. I think I'm also going to take this opportunity to close my eyes, meditate a little bit, really take in my surroundings and feel present. This place is so nice. I'm like literally walking inside a tree. What? Guys, this is so cool. Look, could come out the other side of the tree. Well, I guess this is multiple trees, but they're all part of the same system, I assume. They're all the same. And on the outside it certainly looks like one big tree. The sun is blinding me big time, but I'm not going to complain about it. I don't know what's happening here, bear with me. I want to remove this without breaking it. There we go. So something that made a huge difference for me was building a relationship with myself and trusting myself. Relationships are built on trust, right? And for the longest time I didn't trust myself. So how did I prove to myself that I can trust myself? Started small, and I started doing actions to prove to myself that I'm here for me and that I can put myself first. I am a chronic people pleaser, or I was at least. I still am a little bit, but I used to try to people please to the extent where I would end up sacrificing myself, and you should never do that. No one should do that. It isn't worth it. So I started small, and I started doing things for me, sticking up for what I want, even if that's just like voicing an opinion, or if it's like, yeah, saying what you want to do when you are with other people. I don't feel lonely when I do stuff like this by myself, because I know I'm there for me. I know if anything happens, I'm there for me, and I have a good relationship with myself now. For me, it was the trust. I didn't trust myself. Even if I wasn't consciously thinking about it, I never really had my own back. So subconsciously even, I didn't trust me, I didn't like me, right? And then once I started working on that, once I proved to myself that I can be here for myself and I want to be here for myself, I want to trust myself and I want to do things for me, and not just want to, that I will action the desires, then that was a complete game changer for me. That changed everything. And then it was just a game of like keeping up. Once you get the ball rolling, do something small that you want to do because you want to do it. Prove to yourself that you will listen to yourself, and then keep going. And eventually it's not a game of proving anymore, it is just the way you are. And that's what I've done. Maybe for you it's not trust, maybe there's another element of your relationship with yourself that you need to work on. And I feel like going deeper and looking into those reasons of why you maybe feel lonely when you are alone why you feel like you yourself aren't enough. I feel like that can really help. If you find what is causing you to feel lonely, you can start working on it and it will start to get better. It's not going to be easy, no, but it will be effective. If you look at the map of the area that I've come to, there's 2 lakes. Well, I'm not sure if technically it's one, but one is the west and one is the east lake. I believe I was just at the west lake and now I'm on the east lake side, and there's a trail, so I have a couple of hours before the next bus. I was going to take the previous one, but it felt like I was only here for like, what, 2 hours, and I just felt too short. And it's a lovely day. I don't have any other responsibilities or things that I need to do today. I'm finding this really peaceful and relaxing, so I decided to do myself a favor. I decided to listen to what I want, and I'm staying here an extra 2 hours, so I'll get the next bus because there's only a bus every 2 hours. Okay, I need to be really careful here because there's like fallen trees everywhere, as you can see, and the ground isn't so even. So yeah, I don't want to fall over or anything or trip. There's a lot of obstacles in the way. That's okay. It's keeping it interesting. This is so fun. I love this. Okay, there's my sign to say that I'm on the trail. Guys, look at this. It is so peaceful. This place doesn't feel real. I don't think the camera is quite conveying how magical this place is, how peaceful. It is just me. I mean, it is a Wednesday, so it makes sense, but also it's the Easter holidays. So yeah, it's literally just me here, and this place is so untouched. And that's what I really like about Sweden. Like, they really respect the nature here, and it's so clean. There's not any other people here as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen anyone. There were on the other side, but not so many. But so far on this trail I haven't seen anyone but myself. It's so peaceful, so calming. The water is so still. There's no wind on this lake. Also, I think this actually might be the West Lake. That was the East Lake, because the sun is sort of moving over to this side for sunset. Well, not sunset yet, because the days are getting bigger.